Okay, so we're doing the live stream of the WBR FLAT 4, 1:01 p.m. right now in the East Coast of U.S. And we're going to follow some B riders here on the WBR 4 FLAT. This is just a test broadcast to see what my system does. So if it drops out or I get a phone call or whatever, I'll mute you and take care of that. And we'll see if we can make something of it as quick as I can. So here we go. And to practice my commentary, I'm going to try to do CVR Zone G for the next 2 weeks. I'm laid up with an injury, so at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Zone G, and I'll be covering the Bs tomorrow night and maybe next week. I'm hoping to be back, but we just don't know how that's going to go. So I have two computers set up, so if you see me looking over, I'm actually watching the live stream at the same time that the whole thing's happening. So there's my timer telling me to be on here. We have 2:42 until the start. And let's see, our lag time right now is about 10 seconds, so that's not too bad. Watch my phone start ringing. I'm expecting a phone call about my injury at any moment. So we have 17 riders right now, 2 minutes 17 seconds to go, and hopefully I can jump on with somebody as soon as the gun hits. And keep up. This is new to me, so just hang tight. I'll make sure I'm on the right screen and we're looking at everything correctly. You can see my little mouse going crazy. So yeah. So anyway, we the names I really know as far as who's in this race. I'm usually at work at this time of the day, instead of sitting home by myself talking to a computer. So, but you know, we got Muggeson, Ford, Bake, R. Bake, Larson. Larson looks familiar. Maybe a Larson I know. And Whittington. And I can't see the name because of the grayscale here. And Bosch. G. Bosch has joined the race. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go until the start. So if you see me peeking over, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on my feed so I can see myself and make sure I'm centered behind this blue curtain or whatever. 53 seconds to go until the race start. And hopefully the sound is coming through all right. We can do a sound check real quick. "36 seconds. I don't hear much. That's definitely down low. We keep talking. 20 seconds to go. Okay, so it is going. Okay, so we'll keep that down. Let me put the full screen back up. 10 seconds to go. The rider should launch, and I should try to hold on to somebody here because I won't move. And away they go. So right now I'm headed Genderbush. And let's go and get towards the front. 5.7, 6.5, 7.6, 8.3. We got some guys flying off the front. We got some A's. Let's go here with the top B. Larask right up here, holding on to the group of A's. And we'll try to step back to Elkstrom, who is in the same group. It looks like there's a little separation right now. We'll get a back view. Big field. Awesome. And these guys are flying off the front. 5.0, 4.1, 5.9 watts to a kilogram. This is a 4-lap flat race. So it's going to be fast and furious. Some high wattages, sustained high wattages. And everybody's kind of backing off a tiny bit. We're only a minute in. 422 watts right here from Ekstrom. So we'll go up here and see what Brooks has going on. Brooks is 4.3 watts per kilo, 4.5, pushing up 400 watts. This course is a big man's course, a bigger rider's course. I'm going to say a big man, but you have to have some serious watts, but you kind of got to be light enough to make that that climb every lap and hold on. So we'll see what these guys do as they do this every lap. Great vantage points, and we'll go here and see what we can see. And just want to make sure that what I pushed happened. Yes, it did. So Brooks is still up there, holding on. He's in the very front of the group. It's kind of where you want to be. Just to make sure you don't fall off, because if somebody falls off in front of you, it's like real life. You have to go really hard to try to catch back on, and they're going 35 miles per hour right now into a slight downhill, and it'll start cresting up. 4.6 watts to a kilo, 350 watts. Standard power. Heart rates are starting to climb a little, and it shouldn't be too long. You should see this pace kind of fall off. They're going to go through the rollers, the rolling section there, and you'll see it kind of probably split up some more. Let's look at who else do we have here, and we'll go back to Ekstrom again. Ekstrom, Brooks, nice group hanging in with the A's. And this is anybody's game if you have power. It could be a B rider that wins this, a legit B. I know there's a lot of virtual power out there, so we want to make sure we keep that. That's its own subject, so we're not going to talk about it. But right now, Elfstrom right off the front, and he's just holding his watts. He's falling off a little bit just to keep people in front of him. That's the hard part. You'll leak up to the front, then you'll leak back, and it's hard to keep a steady wattage. And let's see here. Who's this guy? And we're back with Brooks. Brooks is on the front. He's holding some serious watts. These guys are putting out some big, for this part of the race, 160 beats per minute in the heart rate, which we don't know is a max heart rate or anything like that, but 350 is nothing to to scoff at. 4 minutes into a race, 400 watts, so they're really pushing some watts here. And let's see, looking over at my other screen, just making sure everything looks cool. And let's look up above here. And still a lot of jostling, 350 watts. There's a couple guys in there that are, looks like they're resting a little bit, taking their turn of rest, but generally the pace is overall very high. I'm looking forward to CVR this week, broadcasting. This is my first broadcast, so my second broadcast is going to be CVR World Cup Zone G. Bracket B is the bracket I race in, and since I can't race, I just wanted to go ahead and broadcast for the guys on there and gals, and keep me kind of involved as far as that's concerned. And you're going to hear and a lot. That doesn't matter. I like hearing my own voice, so that doesn't matter either. So I'll sit there and listen to myself. And I have Swift Mobile link up. But it probably does not like what I'm doing right now. So we'll just let that be what it's going to be. Ooh. And just like that, I got a phone call. So. Okay, so I'm back. Hopefully, we'll listen to that later. And let me turn this down a smidge and get back to the action. I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call, very important, and hopefully you didn't hear it. Anyway, Brooks still there in second. I'm on Brooks, hanging out on this guy. He is he's staying up towards the front. We have a great mixture. Here's a C right here. Where did he go? There was a C rider right there. He must have fell off. And again, another phone call. And I will make sure that my phone is off when we do the real broadcast. Anyway, back again to the action. I'm stuck on Brooks here. Let's look at some other people. Let's get the computer flipped over here. And Rask. Rask is up there. Looks like he's been hanging on the front. 3.4, 3.3 watts a kilo. He's probably going to fall back a little bit. You got Oborn there, who's going to the front, and a lot of these guys are running around mid 4.5 watts per kilogram, in that zone. You're going to see your B riders stay a little lower. A lot of times those guys are, either they're a little touch heavy, which is fine for this course, like we talked about before. You're going to put out bigger watts, and you're not going to hit that 4.0 watt per kilogram, or you'll be really close. Most of these guys are probably very close, 3.8, 3.9 as their FTP. And there's that C again, Barber. Come on, where you at? Man, the pack, the shifting in the pack is moving around so much. I can't. There he is. So there's a C in the group. Our Barber. He is hanging right here. Looks like he's wearing... Where is he? He is really doing some good wheel sucking, is what I would like to call it. See in the camo kit right here. So we'll go back to number 2. Here we go, digital camo. Our Barber, a C in the front group. Hanging on, 3.9 watts per kilo, 4.4. I have a feeling this guy probably will be moving up in the Swift Power rankings, or at least asked to be moved up, as far as that's concerned. Get over your selected group there, and you're going to get regulated up or down, or really regulated up. And make sure you wear your heart rate monitor. He is not wearing a heart rate monitor. Watching our Barber with no heart rate monitor, which means he will not be eligible for, well, he's getting a heck of a workout. So that's probably all he cares about, and that's great for him. And here we are. We're going up the small hill. 6.2, 7.0, 7.7 watts to a kilogram. These are big guys right here, 442 watts. Going up and over. I know all about going over this thing into the pain cave. This is really going into the first lap. And I lost a little bit of time with the with the phone calls, but we're 12 minutes in, and we're ready to go down and make the turnaround here. These guys are flying 28 miles per hour. And 4.4, 5.4 watts to a kilogram. There's Larson. They're moving around so much, it's hard to just catch the one you want. So let's see if we can catch it. Let's go back to Elkstrom. Can't catch him. Brooks. Brooks is up there. Actually, this guy right here, you better watch it. We got guys falling off the back. Savon 70 and Federici falling off the back of there. They need to hurry up and catch back on as fast as they can. It's critical in this flat section. You only have so much time to catch back on to a huge group like this. So you got Brooks. He's hanging on the front there, 322 watts. Seems like he's really just time trialing this. If he falls off, he falls off. If he doesn't, he doesn't. To the front, to the back. He's picking his watts up. He really is keeping a very good position. It's hard on you sometimes. I'm terrible at actually just letting up so much that I, fall way back, and then I have to go ahead and throttle up, and then I shoot past the front. So it's a balancing act to do this. And if you haven't noticed, I got a mole right here. His name is Moley. No, get that out of the way. It's a beauty mark or something. Barber's still up there, no heart rate. And let's see here, 15 seconds back. So they really did shed a couple of guys, and now you're 15 seconds back. So now you're no man's land, or hopefully you have somebody with you way back there. So we can actually step back a little here, and you can see right here by itself. And that is a terrible place to be right now, because now you have no one behind you. You got your person behind you is 28 seconds behind you, and the people in front of you are 21 seconds in front of you, and you're in no man's land. You fell off, and it is tough. Now you're in time trial mode. So he's holding 320 watts about. So he is in time trial mode, trying to just hold on to what he has. And it's tough. I mean, you're just hoping for people to fall off on the next little surge, so you can put your own mini group together and maybe, just maybe, catch the group again. So back up with the group, and I've been there several times. Don't get me wrong. I've been there by myself, just waiting for two guys to come from behind, or two guys to fall off the front group, and we can kind of like make our own 5-6 person group and let the powers that be. And so these guys are still burning around 4 watts to a kilogram on the back of the group. And if you get up into the front of the group, which is strange right here. Let's look at Larson. So these guys are pushing 5 watts to a kilogram right now on the flat. They've made the turn. They're coming down into the 1K banner to get. Oh, we got an attack right now. 7.8 watts to a kilogram. Larson is kicking right now, and Avlisbug, yeah, I said it right, I think. He's going to kick past. They're punching back and forth, both wearing the same kit, the beacon kit. And so now it's going to get strung out. And this is where really you see the guys overrunning them now. So they've done their attack, and you got a little separation back here just because of that attack. And there you go. You got Maskia and Avlisbug. Avlisbug's up there. Maskia and Charles. Charles is just jumped back on. But what you got right here. Yep, so everybody's back together. But there's a little separation right here. So you got to make sure you cover that, because if one guy separates the group, you can have huge trouble jumping that gap. I mean, it's just like real life. If you open a 3-4 bike gap and you have to close it down at a high speed, I mean, you're going to pay dearly for that. Ekstrom is on the front right now, holding 3.6 watts per kilogram, 350 watts, about 172 beats per minute. So he is not resting. He's pushing the pace, just keeping the speed high, because really you want that group to start shattering piece by piece. And as you drop 1 or 2 riders here and there, your group becomes the fastest group. You end up saying, you have 20 guys, well, you know you're going to be in the top 20. So if you can shed 5 to 10 more guys off that front group with the attacks in the race, then you know that if you can just hang on, then you're going to have a top 5, 10, 15 placement. And in something like CVR and the E-Crit series, that means points. And the more points you have, I mean, it's just playing the numbers game. And a lot of times that's what it comes down to, is just surviving long enough. I have a board in where my bike and my trainer is, and it says, stay with the front group. That's the first rule. And save as much energy as possible. And then it says, sprint 1,400 watts. I haven't hit 1,400 watts in a race yet because I'm dead tired at the end of these races, but my body can do it just means go as hard as I possibly can. Nice Tron bike right there. I like the color. So we followed Ekstrom, and let's go back to Charles. He was falling off a little bit, up and up the hill again. Gary make the left, it looks like. Oh, we're falling off. Oh man, falling hard. Come on, guys, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You're a second behind. This is where you're hoping the guy in front of you is going to pull you up there, and you're shooting down this gap. You're just, part of you wants him to get it, and the other part is like, just get me close enough to I can sprint up there. And he's a smaller rider. I mean, he's putting out 3.8. Almost 4 watts to a kilogram, and it's about 220 watts. And it's hard. I mean, that's tough on a small guy because it's all about the length of time. So now they're 7 seconds behind. Barber is right in front of him, and he's trying everything he can. And 10 seconds. Look how fast these guys are rolling away. 11 seconds making the corner, and we're back to the 1K banner. Just like that, the time flies on these. It's killer racing. I don't care which one you ever even just watch. The racing is phenomenal to watch. The strategies, and sometimes it's just literally knowing that that guy is suffering, and just trying to make it happen. So we're going through these little S's here. Excuse me. And you make this left, and you got a right, runs right down to the mall sprint area. So this is where they're going. We got about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 guys, I want to say, right now. Let's see who's back here. Rask is around 11th. 13th. And we got about 13 to 15 guys in this lead group. WBR was the 105 race, 105 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. It's a 4-lapper. So they're getting close to halfway right now. So we're 10 miles in. There should be 2 laps to go when we go through the finish right here. So let's go through 6 and 5. Get a helicopter view real quick and look at these guys and where they're at and what they're doing. So you see guys pushing the pace a little bit, and it's hard to push the pace in this section. Take a look at Charles here. They're falling back 35 seconds right now. And if you remember before, Federici, he is down 135, and you got Hoagland, who's 54 seconds behind these two fellas. So we get back up here. The time, you lose it so quick, and these guys are using everything they have. They're using their power-ups, just anything to keep the pace alive. Back up to the group. Maskia is there, 5 watts to a kilogram, and let's give him a ride on. They have no idea probably that this is being streamed. I've already talked about a bunch of stupid stuff, and I've talked on the phone twice. So, oh, who's that? thought it was Ted King. Anyway, it doesn't look like Ted King. Let's back up here, and somehow I lost the race. Here we go. Here they are. So WBR, and it looks to me like, let's go back to Ekstrom in the back here. 3.6 watts to a kilogram. I see a 5.9, a 7.2. Another attack here after the roundabout. So it's a good place to attack. I see a lot of attacks there. I don't want to say good. It happens a lot here because of the pace, and that was me. I accidentally did that. And the pace is so high that so you got one guy off the front, Atlas Bug, and he's getting reeled back in. And that's the thing about this flat section, that these guys aren't going to let you just go away. It takes a huge attack, and they're going to do everything to keep you reeled in. And we have really reeled this down to, I want to say 12? Down to 12. We lost another one. Wilson's off. It's hard to tell because we're actually getting some traffic running through, and he is migrated towards the front. Meligard and Brooks on the front. Watching Meligard, and he's pulling 5.4 watts to a kilogram. Merkin 2.9, 4.6. So it's just another attack, and we are, man, we can't see anything like that. So let's go back to number 2. And these two guys I'm going to watch. I think one of these two guys here are going to win between Meligard and I want to say the other Beacon rider there. I can't really find him now. There's Brooks. And Sorenko? No, it's not Sorenko. It's this guy right here. It's Ekstrom, ain't it? No. Larson. Is it Larson? I have a hard time finding Larson for some reason. Whoa. Let's get back here. Did I do that? Here we go. Where are these guys? Uh-oh. I am on the groups now. I'm everywhere. Pop up through here. All the C's. We run into some A's and B's. And there is a Larson. This is not my top group. We got some Solar Rider. There's Charles again. And here's my front group right here. Atlas Bug. These guys are punching 8.1 watts to a kilogram up the hill. You have to set this hill up good. You can use momentum on that little roller before, and then you can punch it and get up this hill. It hurts. It hurts bad because right now you see this huge attack, 6.5 watts to a kilogram. You're still holding up over the top, and 400 watts, and just shoving it in their faces. And this is a tough place to be because now you see they put a little gap on, but they're going to rail them back in, but everybody's going to be hurting just to make sure they're in that group for the final slugfest. That was the last lap. I think it's the last lap. Anyway, you can't tell on here. It's terrible when you're used to racing and you can't see it. So we're in the group, and let's see, I have Ekstrom. There's Ekstrom. He's another one I'm watching. He's got some power. And Atlas Bug, he's there. Keep an eye on him. Right off the front. And Bellegarde, I really think he's one you got to watch for the win. It just, from what it looks like, 4.6 watts to a kilogram. So he's punching again. And they're going through the S turn. They just passed the 1K to go marker for this lap to get back to the start-finish line. We're going 29 miles per hour. And you just saw two guys fly there. Looks like they either flew off the back or they are. So there's Larson. And Larson, yeah, Larson is my other pick right here. The two guys with the beacons on seem to me like they are going to be up there at the end. For the A's, Ekstrom and Brooks, obviously, we're looking pretty strong. Brooks sitting there 162 beats per minute at 360 watts. Been very even keeled from what I've seen. Been all over the place. And 4.1 watts to a kilogram. So he's just hanging in. And let's see who's tired. Zarenko. Looks like he's tired. They are just kind of catching their breath before the end. So we're coming up to the finish banner of the mall sprint. I'm still trying to figure out if there's only 1 or 2 laps to go. 29-21, so I'm thinking it must be 2 laps to go now. So it's a 4-lap race. We warmed up going in, warm up or lead out or lead in or whatever they're calling it, and we're catching some guys now. Look how fast this group is going to go past these riders. So these riders are coming up from other parts of the race, and look at the speed difference, 29 miles per hour, and you're going to watch this group just fall through. Bam! They don't even have a chance of catching on because of the draft on Zwift. So it's amazing what it does when you get dropped off and when you have to catch back on, or even if you are in the group and you're just trying to get away. It's amazing what 12 guys could do. And so it just turned around. Okay, that was pretty strange. Now I have accidentally pushed the wrong button to message inside the game in the middle of a race and got dropped off. So I guess be careful of the buttons you push or sweat into. And let's look here. Good racing. About not even 10 guys left. Atlas Bug. I want to say 10. Yeah, 10 guys. Looks like 10. Merkin's back there. He's an A. He's been pretty quiet. So maybe he's holding on for a sprint. Now everybody has their card that they're going to play, you know. A lot of, there's going to be like 4 or 5 guys who are going to be legit in the sprint. And then they're going to have guys that are going to attack up the hill and try to get away before the sprint finish. I'm really feeling like this is the next to last lap. Everybody's kind of not calm, but we got 5 watts to a kilogram out there, but you see some 3 watts to a kilogram. So right now everybody's kind of just keeping the attacks at bay. I just saw another rider just fall through, and that's all you can do at this moment. If you're not animating the race, then you are waiting to animate the race and make it your own. You can animate the race at any time. It's a if and when situation. Look at all the A's right there in the group, and you got the B's hanging off the back. And there we go. Ekstrom is in there. He's pushing the pace. He's jumping up there. And you got Meligard. And is Larson there? Larson's there. Hanging in. Just chilling. 3.7 watts to kilogram. Meligard on the front. And there's Larson with him. And so it's anybody's game. You just don't know who is going to come up with the best card because it's all based on what everybody else is doing around you. But what you're going to see right now is a huge attack going up this hill. So we'll go back here. And so here's what you do. You build your momentum right here if you're a big guy. on this down part of this roller, and you need to be going right now. So you're going to see red any second. So there's the punch right there. I see it right on the front. 6.7.3, 9.3, 10.1 watts to a kilogram. Right there, these guys are punching it right now, trying to get up this thing. 500, 600 watts. Big guys have to put out that huge power right now. There's Larson, 6.0. He's falling back, 430. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, boy, we're going to see a split. And Zarenko is there. He is punching up and over 5.5 watts to a kilogram. And we do have a rider. Let's see here. Avlasbug and Bellin right there on the front. So they punched it. It looks like everybody made it. Everybody looks like they've made it. 12 guys. I want to say 12, 10, 12. Let's see if we can count from the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 guys. Approximately. Go back with Avlasbug. Avlasbug, they're heading around the corner. Now, obviously, you can't corner batter in anybody else unless you punch it. Oh, we got a punch right off the front. Oh, right in the face. Meligard again. Punching it. Look at that. WBRA. Meligard right off the front. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. Gerd. Doesn't matter. Well, it does to him, but not to me. And there's nothing I can do about it. They punched off the front. They got a second on the group. And 16.8 miles into this, I'm really feeling like they still have a lap to go. And again, he's trying to shatter the group, make it his, and it might be his into a certain section of this race. And you'll see like people like Justin Purificati love to attack 1 kilometer out, maybe more, maybe less, right in that little zone there. Because that's what they're good at, or going long range. He's gone long range, especially in the first Worlds. And punching again, like punch him in the face. Look, he's hitting hard. 11 watts to a kilogram. So these guys, they're wound up for the finish. So this is it. 12, 10, 10.2. Oh man, look at that. Avlasbug off the front. Avlasbug looks like he's got this wrapped up with Plug and Zarenko, Larson, and that is it, folks. That was the finish. I was right. I guess it doesn't show me the lead-in time. Mileage, 4 laps. Amazing finish there. That was awesome. 10 watts to a kilogram. Wins it with an aero power-up. And these guys got a great workout in. So this was my test of the WBR 4 flat race, and it's probably idiotic, but I'm going to go ahead and do the CVR race tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., just to give some commentary and some other stuff. I don't have any headers or anything into the actual race itself. Everybody's cooling down in this race. Check Zwift Power out if you want to race, or if you're even interested. Zwift.com for actually getting on if you stumbled across this on YouTube and just noticed that what in the world is Frankie doing. He is looking at Zwift and pretending he was racing because he can't. And the reason why is I have a torn right calf muscle right now, and I just need to get back on the mend before I can get on the bike again. And so this is why you see this. Hit me up on YouTube. I'll actually probably leave this up and put it out there a little bit just to let these riders see themselves racing and me mispronounce their names. And after that, thank you and goodbye.